Welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today I'll be showing you this really efficient mob farm behind me. I'm just in spectator mode so that I don't affect the spawning, because if I'm too close then mobs can't spawn if I'm in creative. I've got a player up there AFKing, which is what's allowing these mobs to spawn, and then I'm just using another account to watch what's happening. So this isn't too expensive to make. You'll need a few observers and a few dispensers, and then if you want to stop feather falling and stuff, you'll either need to use magma blocks with hopper minecarts going underneath, or use wither roses on soul sand with just hoppers underneath. So it works in a way of having this hopper clock thing up here, which will update this observer, putting water out, which then updates the next one, and it chains down, making water push every mob off. They then fall down because of the bowl of water at the bottom. Then they die. If they have feather falling, they'll then die to the wither roses, which is why they're there. Then the items come along, and I've just got them going into here. I won't be showing this sorter system, because that's not part of the farm. It's better if you can turn it off with water out, so that then no mobs can spawn on the pads. You can add more layers. If you want to add more layers, I would definitely suggest making the hoppers go straight down into just a layer of barrels or something like that. Something that can handle a lot more drops at once. If you're on a survival server, it might still be good to make it a high amount of pads and still use hoppers, because most likely there'll be other people on the server, which will be reducing the amount of spawns. Adding more spawning pads would basically counter that. So I'll now show you how to build this farm. You mostly just need lots and lots of blocks. You also need to be able to turn that type of block into a slab. You could use cobblestone, stone, planks. So to build this farm, you will need the items in my inventory. Now this is just a temporary block. You'll need a bunch of temporary blocks, and you also need 10 of any stackable item for the clock. First, you need to put down hoppers in a 5x5 grid. You can decide where you want them to go. I'm just going to have it feed out like that. Then once you've done that, you need to put the soul sand on top. Okay, then I'm going to put the wither roses on. Then you need to go 32 blocks above the soul sand. So it's at 5, which means I'll need to go up to 37. Okay, so now that I've done that, I need to build a 5x5 square directly above the soul sand, but leave the middle 9 blocks. Don't place those. Now we can remove these temporary blocks. Then what you need to do is from this block here, go 7 blocks out. So in total, this will be 8 blocks long, this line. So I've done that. So it'll be 8 blocks long in total. Then what you need to do is do that on all 4 sides. Then you need to go diagonal bridging. Then once you've done that for all 4 sides, so it looks like this, you need to fill in this empty space here. Then what you have to do is build up 1 block like that. Then from this block you need to go another 6. So in total your line will then be 7 blocks long. Do that on all 4 sides. Then once you've done that, you need to diagonal bridge. So you need to start by going out 1 block like that, and then you can diagonal bridge. Okay, so it should be like that, and you just need to do that on all 4 sides. So now that I've done that, I need to go like this, 1 block out on the side of where we started for this layer, and then do the diagonal bridge, so it will meet up with this at the edges, but not actually be on top, so no faces meet. So it should be like that, and then you just do that on all 4 sides. Then once you've done that, it should look like this, and then what you need to do is just fill in these gaps in between here. Then you should have it looking like this, and then after that you need to place a temporary block here, place a block like that, break that, and then go out another block like that, and make this same shape on all 4 sides. Once you've done that, you then have to diagonal bridge like this until you meet up. Do this on all 4 sides. Okay, so once you've done that, it should look like this. And then here's a careful part. You need a bunch of water buckets. If I was making a water source, what I would do is I would put water in here and here and then take out the middle. Here you have to put water, water. Every block has like a block kind of outside it. You're placing it on the inner ones. Now that I've done this, I will remove my water source thing. When you remove it, you need to make sure you remove the water inside it. Now, this is the bit where you remove these blocks. So you have to be very careful you don't break other blocks underneath and you don't place any blocks. I'm going to make my hand an empty one. Yeah, so remove any block that doesn't have water on it. Then what you need to do is build up 2 blocks. These are temporary. Then place a block here. Remove these. Then what you can do is move to the middle. Don't place the middle block yet because that is a dispenser. You need to build out a total of 7 blocks around the dispenser. So like that, and then do that on all 4 sides. Then you need to diagonal bridge and link up these bits. Do it on all sides. So now we've done it on all 4 sides. We need to fill in this empty area. Then what you need to do is place a couple temporary blocks like that. Get an observer and place it facing down. So the face is facing up. Then above that observer you can put another dispenser. I wouldn't put the water buckets in these dispensers yet, otherwise you'll keep activating them as you go up and stuff. So then you need to do the same thing as we did here as many times as many platforms you want. So I'm just going to show this with 1 in this case, and above the top observer, instead of putting another layer and putting the dispenser, put your note block at the same height as the note block. You need to bridge out with bottom slabs in a straight line, a total of 21 blocks. Then what you need to do is do that on all 4 sides. Once you have made that and have made like this kind of cross shape, you will need to, as you can probably guess, link it up with diagonal bridging. Okay, so now that I've done that, I need to fill in this whole area. And we are now going to be done with this top bit here. I didn't mention this, but the reason for having this top bit is it makes it dark in here. I just have night vision, so I'm going to turn night vision off. Now, as long as you haven't made any mistakes, if you come over here, look at the light, it should say 0. And then if you hold shift and move off the edge, it should say 1. That means you've done it correctly. So you need to get a block, put it on top of here. This is where your lever goes. Then you'll need redstone dust to put on top of there. Then you'll need a sticky piston, like that. A redstone block to go like that. You'll need to replace this slab here with a block and do the same with this slab over here. You'll then need comparators like this. You can then put in your other sticky piston over here, put a block on here and put your other redstone dust over here. Then you need a hopper and you need to make it so they're facing into each other like this, and then you can put in 10 items. And now is probably the point where you would want to add your water in. So now we can see that this water is out and then it gets removed. Now the only thing left is where do we put the AFK spot. Come and look at the coordinates for the soul sand blocks and look at their vertical coordinates. So it says 5 and you need to add 128 to that and then put a bottom slab up there. So if we add 128 to that 5, it makes 133. So that's where our AFK spot needs to be for me. But if you built the farm at a different height, it will affect things. Just start here and pillar up. Okay, so now that we're at 132, on top of this block we need to put a slab which will be at 133. And then you can remove all these temporary blocks you place. So now I've got an AFK account up there. It will be loading this farm over here because this farm's higher up and therefore kind of gets included. If there were any mobs on the floor, they would instantly despawn because they would be out of range. But if we come and look in here, already got quite a few items. So if we come up here, watch the farm, it will get mobs spawning on here and then flushed off, falling down in a second. and going oof. So I think that's where we're gonna have to end today's video. If this video helped you make a really good farm to get lots and lots of drops and watch mobs die, which is kind of cool to watch, right? You know, death. Then like, subscribe, hit that bell to get notified. Bye!